Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to our videos and hit that bell for notifications. Also, head on over to our Instagram page and follow us there, and check out our Facebook page for all our updated content. Thanks. Welcome to Cornell Marine's Digital Learning Podcast. I've been trying to get a hold of Mr. C, and he is not responding to my attempts to get in touch with him. Let me check my phone and see whether or not he's trying to. Oh, he left me a voicemail. Let me play it.
Hey, Rory, it's Mark. Hey, I was driving by Peconic Bay this morning, and I saw this strange line of wooden poles, from the shore, going out into the bay. They look like some kind of netting hanging off of the poles. Do you know what that is about? Okay, talk to you soon. Thanks, Rory. Bye.
All right, well, hopefully he is home, and I will check and see. Oh, he is. Hey, Mr. C.
Hey, Rory, did you get my phone call?
I did get your phone call.
Can you help me figure this out?
Sure. I know exactly what you saw.
Really?
Yeah, let me I gotta share my screen. Hold on. All righty. And there we go. There it is.
No, that's a fishing boat. I saw those in Gloucester all the time. Come on, quit messing with me.
All right. Was it this?
Yes, that's it.
That is known as a pound trap.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh, they're really strange looking.
They are strange looking, but see, that's the land.
Yeah.
And this is perpendicular to the land.
Yeah, it looked like a fence.
Yep. And what happens is the fish swim along the shoreline, and they hit this.
Mm-hmm.
And their natural instinct is to come up and swim into the pound trap.
Right, they go deep water.
Okay. And to get away, they want to avoid it. It's an old fishing technique that was used by the Native Americans, like the Shinnecock Indians, and they taught the pilgrims and the first settlers, when they came over, how to do it. And it's very, very old. I mean, it goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. Of course, that we've improved on it, but it's a very effective way to fish.
Yeah, I guess that would work. So
rather than get too much into it, Mark,
okay.
I got a videotape that we produced for the fish program, and I could show it.
Hey, that's great, Rory. Roll the tape.
All right, here it is, and rolling. Local Long Island fish. Fresh, indigenous, sustainable, and healthy. Cornell Cooperative Extension Marine Program started this project back in 2016 to promote locally caught seafood and to educate Suffolk County residents on the importance of purchasing locally caught seafood. CCE Marine Program staff works closely with fishermen to help them enhance their businesses. There are many methods of fishing on Long Island, and one such method that has been around since well before colonial times is pound trap fishing.
It's arguably the oldest fishery that we know in this country. Before the colonists got here, the Native Americans had crude traps out of branches and whatever wicker or whatever they could construct. So they were the first trap fishermen, probably the Shinnecocks or Montaukets, but definitely the Native Americans started it, and it's been something that has been fished in one capacity or another since the time of the settlers.
Pound trap fishing fits right in with CCE's philosophy of fish. Fresh, indigenous, sustainable, and healthy, from trap to table.
We want people to eat what we caught that day. Same thing with the organic farming. It's all organic. I mean, you can't get any better than the fish that come out of the pound trap. When we're cutting them, they're kicking. I've had people ask me when we're packing fish, well, geez, I think it's still alive and you're putting ice on it. Yeah, well, it was just caught. It's been 15 minutes out of the water and we're packing it up nice and fresh. That's what we want people to understand. That's what we want the public to want. Just like the corn. I mean, the farmer goes and picks the corn that morning and you're having it for dinner. Well, we want the people to eat the fish that we're catching that morning.
It's a hands-on fishery. I've never brought someone that's never been to a pound trap that didn't enjoy themselves and, see where their food is coming from and how you handled it. And, I think it's a great way to fish.
There's a long fence-like part of the trap that's called the leader that's between 300 to 500 feet long, depending upon the site. And the fish, which move mostly at night because the bait is close to the beach at night, and then the bigger fish come in after the bait. They encounter this leader and they instinctively swim for offshore for deeper water. And that leader leads to an inner pound, which is sort of a maze-like structure that's like a secondary part of the trap. And then there's a funnel that leads into the box where we actually retrieve the fish.
So what kind of fish are you seeing out there? What's a normal day?
Well,
Is there a normal day?
Every day's different. I mean, that's part of the intrigue of it. It's every day's like the first day you ever went. That's, I love my job. It's interesting, and you never know what you're going to encounter. But normally, I catch fluke, porgies, butterfish, bunkers, bluefish, weakfish, dogfish. That's like the standard fare. But I have caught, I think I'm up to 78 different species of fish in my traps over the years. Like the fish markets that I deal with are thrilled to get trap caught fish. They're always the best quality. Ice the fish right away after they're caught, and they're primo. They're the best. They're not marked up. I mean, they're live and put right into ice brine, and they're perfect fish. So particularly the fluke are highly sought after.
Does the average customer know that
No, I don't believe they do.
Okay.
I don't think they do. They just sort of generically think that the fish came from the ocean, or the sea. I don't think they know, the steps. I think if people knew the steps in the process, I think they'd be intrigued and really appreciative.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
This Mrs. Paul's fish sticks in King Cullen is not. It's not us.
Yes, Rory, I can really see how baymen like to fish using pound traps.
Oh yeah. When I interviewed them, you could tell that they love their jobs and they just love being out on the water.
Well, can you name some of the fish that they usually catch, Rory? They showed a lot of them swimming around in there.
Oh sure. I mean, there was blowfish in there. There was bluefish, fluke, flounder, butterfish, sea robins. They were catching some spider crabs and things that they didn't want, but that's the nature of the way that fishes,
Right. So I could see like once they got the fish in their dip net there, if they didn't want them, they could let them go, and whatever animal it was, wouldn't be harmed. It could survive.
Right. Exactly. And basically, that's the freshest fish that you're going to get. It's like the guy, one of the fishermen said, it's like, when you go out and you harvest corn, and they pick the corn that morning and you get the corn, you buy the corn that afternoon, and it's basically the same type of thing.
So, Roy, what do you think about maybe we should create some more podcast shows, on fish and shellfish?
Oh yeah. I think, we're coming up to scallop season. So maybe we can get some of our people talking a little bit about the scallops and how Cornell actually has a whole big, has a program based on, supplying scallops and regenerating the scallop population.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I don't mind talking about fish or shellfish, as you know.
Oh yeah. I love fish. As a matter of fact, I got some fish from my brother and sister-in-law from Gloucester. They came down for a visit and to help my mother-in-law a little bit, and my sister-in-law said, "Hey, you want 10 pounds of fish or 20 pounds of fish?" And I said, 20 pounds of fish.
There you go.
And they're in my freezer as we speak. We had them last night, so it's pretty good.
Great.
All right, so let's think about some shows based around, some fish and maybe cooking up some fish or something like that, So stay tuned for future shows, and we'll explore and learn about our local fresh fish and shellfish. See you next time.
All right, we'll see you next time, Rory.
Okay, that's our podcast for this week. Thanks for watching. If you've been enjoying these shows and want more information on the marine environment and all that the Marine program does, please subscribe to Cornell Marine's YouTube channel and hit that bell for notifications when we post a video. This isn't the only content we do. Our channel is all about the programs and outreach to you. Have a great week and see you next time.